Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. January 30th, 2023. Today, January 30, 2023. You know, salon people at the telecom recruiter just know the background. By the way, Cash Fox will join with just now. People's past still try forgetting bearing. You know, salon people, you see, waiting they happen that we country so they like it today. Like we no need for talk again. We for just the guy who play the whole audio no now studio they watch the play. Because everything we don't talk like it comes to pass, like it unfold in front of our eyes. Everything that we've said, anything where we say, we they won the parliament, we they tell the leaders that be, una speak up, una stand up, then guy and them plan this, now them vision this, they not they listen. But anyways, salon people I want to know say, maybe you get barely about 55 days because we get 154 days left. Maybe you get about 150, you know, about 55 days. When you look at the scheme of things for govern, I say for govern, because the rest of the other days they now not a campaign. Get for they now then they lie up and down. But when they want lie, when I ask them for the Tomabomb, you know, factory, waiting, the Tapalapa bakery, all of that stuff. That when I ask them, the Lunge Bridge, where not so that airport, so then go extend and give you one terminal and call the terminal and spend 270 million per one terminal inside Lunge Airport. They said they extend the terminal. Won't forget a brand new airport for 300 million. Then go spend for one green terminal just to extend the terminal inside Lunge. Then spend 270 something million dollar. Won't forget a brand new airport for little over 300 million dollar. Now listen, no, but not to that we want to talk about today. They reach the. Because we don't say the stadium back, the pardon now. We don't say the stadium, the Chinese them. Now they complete the stadium, they get for launch that stadium, they back to closer to the election. Then they almost complete the renovation of the stadium. When they reach there, not to all land there, but we don't say salon people.
Ibrahim, what you phone itself and that stadium talks with Chinese?
Yes.
The same as the campaign, say all the things APC do na Chinese and give contract.
Thank you.
Na cosmetic.
Absolutely.
All in campaign,
yes,
which was against the Chinese place. Yeah, na Chinese contract, na cosmetic clothing they do. Look the road them, na Chinese and the G. Yep. Now then don't go inside China pass any other government in the history. Remember as you say, if we no one say they come by right, then tell me we'll get to produce them by dates, go for the kind of play for people that wanna listen this thing. Abraham will be saying this thing, not to music we want sing. Not to say we do them here and we don't want to somebody say we'll subscribe our channel. Not to say we say subscribe for no get money on YouTube or one game on Facebook. If not one do, if we don't follow the foolish talk them or do things they follow. If now $1,000 or $100 per month for the get
absolutely
from subscription, but we not ever open channel say go fair money. We say that here for love of country, Ibrahim. Because we all belong for love of country, Ibrahim.
Absolutely.
People they know they pay attention. Salomon they listen for Yeri, Ibrahim not to understand. Salomon will they take time for all understand. They all understand which something happy. They say, hey, now so them we don't talk. Hey, you know, with that mentality, now so them we don't see. Now if we want try for whip, now we put two eyes on the ball. 3 years consistently with the parliament they try for sell Salon people. Not to view, not to say that APC or SL people. This fight is bigger than APC SL people. We said this thing, Ibrahim. We want to pay attention. Each and every member of parliament that they never for sell this country, but they put the blame on the opposition, and most likely the main opposition party because the government to do it. There's no hatred. We want to the power. Like, so we don't none of who they talk to no one power under right now. We don't come for opposition any political party. We don't say what do this here. We say we not do the right thing so that I put a life better as a long period.
Absolutely, comrade. Absolutely. But like I would say, comrade, now touch half a fair in the we reach day. But we can't talk about this judiciary today, where the judiciary don't approve the PR system for elections. But you know, comrade, before we even go inside it, because we can't explain to people in back, what the Constitution say, and the fact of the matter remains, we wait for Yeri, you know, the opinions and commentary from leaders them na Sierra Leone like today. Just because the Supreme Court don't come down and do their own job for interpret the Constitution, not mean say nobody not get right for bring their own opinion and talk about what and think about the ruling of the Supreme Court. And not mean say everybody for go silent. We the people, Salon people and all our leaders them. They want to work for be president, the members of parliament, the leaders of the opposition in parliament, una can ask them, then they come on the records publicly. Then they can give their own opinion about what and feel about the judgment of the Supreme Court. Not of just can't tell you say, well, the Supreme Court don't talk, or when the Supreme Court don't talk, you don't talk. No. Not to say, people get right for calm.
Exactly, Just like what Dr. Abdullah Conte do just
Thank
after
you.
the ruling.
Thank you.
I'm sorry for cutting. Abdullah Conte just after the ruling,
Right.
he make it very clear. I say it's a start day for the democracy in Sierra Leone. It's a start day for democracy across the world.
Absolutely.
Because Ibrahim, if the democracy falls inside the world, that democracy don't fall all over the world.
Absolutely.
Because injustice for one is injustice for all. They talk and they say any hope. See that ruling no go cause and also come out 32 years ago. That rule no count chaos at alone. Ibrahim, we are heading there. We're very close to that side because this particular ruling, when you watch at how elections get happen, me believes in Sierra Leone not ready for suffer another 5 years. And Ibrahim, everybody participates for the part of that thing. For less and long go back so come out now they pay that price dearly. The parliament, the judiciary, the executive, and anybody participating in go pay that price dearly, not to put man pay prices to alone.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, when you look at the Supreme Court, just want to remind them again. The Supreme Court actually they killed democracy this way, for by declaring the PR system, what they do and take away the power from the people. In simple terms, they take away the power from the people. Because the proportional representation only affect the presidency. It'll go for the parliamentary side of things. Now the people will get the authority for pick the members of parliament them. When they want, not in constituency them. The members of parliament them, when they want inside the area them, when they want for them to go represent them. When the people go get power for them for question them members of parliament they also. In a democracy like Sierra Leone, where the people, the average, the educational level of the country, now this BNT will try for bring and come up now with civic education, like what do they do so? Let the people understand, say, then get right for speak to the members of parliament, ask them questions, challenge the members of parliament. The members of parliament, they are not gods, they are not godfathers, they are servants. Now, boy for the people, then go to parliament for go work for the people. We don't educate the people. We don't sensitize the people. The Supreme Court go, then take away the power. The one great last power we the people get. Naim Babatunde Edwards and the 4 other Supreme Court justices them take away from the people. Babatunde Edwards, you read all what you read, like 54 page or 53 page ruling. All the way you read, the average Sierra Leonean no go understand what you read. But the fact of the matter is, in a nutshell, to every Sierra Leonean, they no say you take away the power from them. Now you do so. We get constituencies that exist. These constituencies have a lifespan of 5 to 7 years. Babatunde Edwards. The last time we did a boundary limitation was 2017. 2017 for plus 7 years. Now 2024. Babatunde Edwards 2022 we pass so now I make 5 years where the constituencies them they still get a lifespan. And we get 2 years between 2022 and 2024 where they make a maximum 7 years for the lifespan of these constituencies. It inside the constitution, black and white. But you go read them. But they go back to that point where they say, like how Dr. Abdullah Conte is on the records. That's why every member of parliament should be on the record. Every leader of that country for be on the record. Therefore talk about their opinion on what they think about the ruling of the Supreme Court. Because when posterity get for judge them, I wanted to know say those are the moments we'll get for go back to for look at. What should you be say? Well, when I watch the Supreme Court, yes, they're not going to interpret that they're right. But you know what I mean? So when they interpret, you don't for question the Supreme Court. The citizens get a responsibility to question the judgment, the ruling of any judge. You get the right and the authority for question the ruling of any judge. No judge no day. Then they can defend us. No judge no day. We go tell we say the ruling should not be challenged. You don't challenge them, even though the Supreme Court. We don't get any other court where big past the Supreme Court that's alone. The Supreme Court not the most powerful court that's Sierra Leone. Then get a responsibility. Section 124, Section 127 for interpret the Constitution. But you know me say when they interpret who for take them verbatim. That's why you know interpret. That's what they say. That's why it for be. There should be people for come now on the records because you know who claim against say the case still in a court. The case don't do now. Now everybody free for talk. Every leader free for talk. Everybody can come now and can talk what they think about this ruling. People that are contesting for presidency, members of parliament, leaders, all of that, Sierra Leoneans them, when I get it right now for expressing yourself about this, the case don't done, it don't come in a court. The Supreme Court don't talk, it don't done. Everybody will come now, you get opinion, you're free. Nobody, no they harass anybody. For sure the Supreme Court don't talk, it don't talk, it don't done. Where don't talk, nobody for talk again. Some people them, like I come record they say, will they touch 10 and don't understand. The fact of the matter remains, Kashi, welcome. The fact of the matter remains, at the end of the day, yes sir. At the end of the day, waiting the Supreme Court do so, they take the power away from the people of Sierra Leone. I want for reminder, let's stick with everybody. The PR system. You know, before we even go further, communicator, now explain something back here, people don't understand. We get 250,000 people. Quarter of a million names we then delete from the voter register. 250,000. We don't know how many people they get for vote. They don't get for vote. Members of parliament. Nobody know they talk about this. We don't sound this alarm. We sound this alarm every day. 250,000 people, over 257,000 people, their names are deleted from the voter register. We see the registration process. For the very first time in the history of Sierra Leone, they split to registration 15 days. For the very first time, 1996, FO get rebel war, people they register for over 35 days. They split up.
You know, Ibrahim, them point that way with the race so, and where you talk so, you know, I've been talk to comrade yesterday of how frustrating it is becoming as a result of like paying attention to the real issues them where they affect we country. And you know, I happened for listening to this guy, is a Democratic Iron, where they make some crucial points then where, you know, and this is what we've been on to say, you know, the heavy reliance on you know, the international community, to the fact that, you know, we seem for ignore the things them way we've all been fighting for. They will tell you, say, oh, the international community know about the 10 MPs them with them poll. The international community know about the census. The international community know about the PR system. The international community know about the killing na Panemba Road, na Tombo, na Mile 91. You know, like the August 10th. Everything is like the international community. And I always tell people and say, what thing we do right now in a salon? Now they say, you have dimensions. You don't know if it going to forfeit you. You don't know if like that the size that your size. You don't know if it can forfeit you. We just rely. We they fail for do the basic. We they fail for do the needful. We the above and the international community say they know. If 257 people got deleted from the register, you still above by the international. How? If there are 257 people and they don't vote, how the international community they make them vote?
That's 257,000.
Yes, 257,000. Sorry, and coming. Thank you.
Right.
People that don't vote. How you expect the international community to go first, go take their hand? Even when, like, why the international community not step in now for making get to the 257,000 people for bring them back down the register? Why is it that people they go and they complain? If they say the international community know these things, why is it that the people are responsible? We forget them 257,000 people here into the register back. Why did they do it until the election will come? If you don't know the register, it's not a rocket science. If you didn't know the register, you cannot vote. Can the international community go and find their people here, 257,000 people on polling day for go vote, Ibrahim?
Absolutely not. You know, the fact of the matter remains, Kashileka you talk so 257,000 people, 250,000, and come around and say this thing all the time. What is the point where we challenge the PR system, but at the end of the day, the people that we get for vote, not able for vote? Because no matter how we go into the elections, believe it or not, the people, the judiciary take the power from the people. Let the people for pick their leaders them and who they get for represent them. Then take away from them. We get constituencies that already exist. Then go the Senate constituencies that don't exist. The Supreme Court even LIPA we say after April when Parliament dissolved, the constituencies don't die. That is so untrue. People can challenge the Supreme Court on that now. The Babatunde was I ruling there, talk the way talk. It is not true. The Constitution under Section 38, subsection 4, make and clear say the boundaries should be drawn from time to time, and these boundaries therefore drawn between 5 to 7 years. So then get a lifespan of 5 to 7 years. When we say then constituency how they so constituency 110 as an example, till 2024 a day, a lifespan day, another expire till 2024. Now after 2024, if they don't do boundary delimitation, now in constituency 110 they die and dissolve, natural death. 2024. So for the Supreme Court even tell we that day. But again, leaders them get a responsibility for come out now and talk about this, give their opinion about the ruling of the Supreme Court, then get a right for them.
But Ibrahim, like when you talk so say a lie, look, what you say for go challenge the Supreme Court, Ibrahim, if you go challenge them, who side will they go again? Ibrahim,
Kashi,
you remember
unfortunately,
the local, like you remember the local council election, where Comrade always been on the talk, but when we talk say that was like the reason, part of the plan for when they kind of like say, oh, they don't get money and all that in the Ibrahim, the census me, you know, waiting they disturb me. That way the fact that, you know, people when they talk about the census, even where they reports at BBC, in a time of say, you know, in a blame like the census, they don't take part in the census and all that in the day. Ibrahim, where in the world where we say when people are not take part in the census, you for gladly and then make decision based on that. Census is not just for election; it is based on like the fact that how you go able to provide, you know, resources for the people. So it's something in the UK. It is a law you for partake in census by force in UK, because census not just for election, Ibrahim. So now for many people in the talk say, oh, then they blame them for the fact that the NPC people are not taking part in the census. So you don't post about that. The local council election, when community always talk about, they allow them, the parliament allow them, but they postpone them. You know, Ibrahim, it is difficult for make people see this thing and not see and say parliament work in tandem with,
you know,
because the local council election when they postpone them, Ibrahim, you know, who sees it, who's just
come in.
Ibrahim, una don't help them as small self, because before come for all here, no quickly go back what you don't talk for the past almost 3 years. Before they encounter NCR registration, this whole platform, now I will talk and say that they count this thing where you get for aid for let the user and census. Then send the people on social media for see who hates them. But in fact, whatever two don't talk against the members of parliament, especially if we don't take him, say in a leader of the middle opposition party and government in waiting. They say, hey, when I hear that young man, they like say, man, check one they go for symbol, or on the same coincidence to born, or on the same distance to born. Mina kona born pum. Now, something like a sports and I didn't come up with Mina kona come out. We not get no sort of measure for politics for saying that the same coincidence to come, but we not more for something like kona what's happen, not to future. We will talk. They say like Cashbox and pick and say this NCR will not allow so they go for user per census. The census they want do. We commodity. Before they go fed that like life to that agreement fed so they go do na bit, but agreement fed where they go do the. We talk and say this thing won't alone do so. This census get for quiet, no they no say get for quiet. They say and lie. No, not say no fed to do. Let them do again. They say okay, they fed na one, but consistency will not allow. When I call the talk in parliament every day from that time when I read the talk about again, the only 2 years president you in the address, you see I get unprecedented support from parliament. Nobody no can talk see na lie. President will ever support you. In fact, will not be know how na go lead the document to the earlier. Nobody as should talk so that statement they stand. President Bill talk up. That's who commodity will begin highlights. Say local council. Matter of fact, now first take note say the one plan for change the local council to 2023. Who can talk and say no. We say the beginning of the rigging of election they start Panandi because SLPP very well aware see if they allow the election to happen in 2022 last year June. All man they see the nakedness because the people will vote. Hopefully, even at the southeast, would they get councillors that they are getting on a kind of self-respect because we don't get. If you see as APC lose election, they get councillors on a board. That tell you see possibilities there for local council APC get sweep see them at the southeast. Then go. We talk we call members of parliament kind of platform. We say this is the sacrosanct fact. This thing they don't plan for push them. They say not possible. They push them. What happen? They say all for go together. We come out now tell them say we then go for use N9 number per registration. Now cost and cost of money. We talk and say it can't to pass. Hey, they don't expunge them. They don't expunge them. I can remember the sacrosanctly we Cashbox we get program with Prince Kuruma and Emmanuel. They say day Emmanuel they talk am. Hey, you want to give me party by name? Whatever they told him, expunge the N9. The said expunge the N9 number. They use them. He was saying that you see, they see Alexi. It was very bitter. If the Cashbox hit the episode, hit the people in parliament. I want that program live. I say what? Because it look at what man with the diaspora. How do they relate to convention? How they articulate issues in time? You know the surprise.
Absolutely.
So to me, I'm a good to a saloon. I don't blame that at all. Because Sierra Leone are living in the UK and the US and France and other parts of the world. They blindly they look at the MPs elected, they are like they're not demigod, they're not for talk. Then they cover them with shield from their responsibility. I watched that program, I've become disappointed. Then talk, then make other way to them in Castbox.
No, Ibrahim, say we don't used to that, but you see, one day, the end shall justify the means. Exactly.
When they do, we measure the PR system. The worst.
Yeah.
Now the worst. Ibrahim, let me quickly remind you now. The Temo will take note for Alfred content. We will not ever talk for NRM. That was not. We will not focus.
No.
The Temo will see the ball. Who can talk on? They say who the heavy Alfred content.
Yes.
Who they can't also money. We say no. People for me look at that later. They say we say we talk. The Temo they will pass a ruling. They pass a ruling. We say this will challenge them. This will for one cut back.
This guy will
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Difficult for say these things, but this guy.
No, it's not difficult. No, it's not difficult.
Twist. No, it's not difficult. The weakness of the people, and then.
No, Kasi, let me tell you. Let me tell you. He's just like Fodisanko. He's a surrogate. Lazy politicians. Bad politicians when they within the APC, when they say that they use some for you can't twist talk. Let me tell you something. Kashi Salon people like they say time and again say Salon people them. But then they face them full. The time when they get we then go don't get all the things they want from you, they know say you are not honest with them. Then the suffering not increase by them. Kashi when I ask we who can PRC all man clap for we. We then give to them.
Another Salomon.
When I actually them boss Jaman as alone, we them declare for Europe for the cool and go give food that them now mutukade. We then tout we to go then put up as Jaman see the and as alone, that be evidence. Come on, we then can declare for them and be do all thing. We then tout them and them. We come can declare for them, come and begin to pull people so no want to again. Cause work Sierra Leoneans, then slow for acts. Trust me, you can fool them, but we will fool them all the time. We just stand, we believe, say we, because the problem we say we tell God thank you, we know to the talk. We know they can for not all of you know to the talk. And I know how you the talk so 3 hours. All get some areas who do strength you, and they will know to the talk. We consistently on this for 5 years. We'll say this that's where they be. That's where they be. When I pay attention to them, deny Kasi the end knowledge so the end just try the means I do it. I do this so. But also don't measure all don't come. The end don't come by the PR system. Now the court now don't go confirm say the thing right. With them don't expunge. When I imagine Parliament said don't expunge this cash box. When I remember. They say don't expunge them, then they make more than they do it for me. What's in the expunge? Then court don't go talk say they go ahead.
You see, when once why make thief they increase the salon. You know why make that they bastardize the constitution? It is because they know that the power does not belong to the people.
Absolutely.
The power belongs to the political henchman, the political class.
Absolutely.
So waiting and they do now make like absolutely now they don't take the power away from them. So they can still a thief una still not get power for change them. Una still not get power for kind of like go to the local votes now the local council election. Una still not get power for select una MPs them. And even the election, in a way, you not still not get power for even choosing a president because the election has been bought.
You know, I made a positive system properly. When I know the team who begin expose advancement and nobody that public so I call MPs them.
Right.
No, I pull them they ask the MPs that question from them and they say, oh, this them. No pull them one at the end.
Yeah.
I didn't tell them. I did all good time back and say, when I say don't begin ask me who pull them. So now don't do what they do. No pull one at the end. Not to vote from here. They ask me question. Now from that 10 day,
absolutely.
When you call advancement, you call Sengo Thomas them, you call Cherikuku them, you call all the leaders, you call the number of sentences. You call them, let them go, let them go defend the people them. Now from there, they all go tie back and say, you know what? If we not try for this PR system, we all now we know they get chance for Sudan. Now in the tie back for finally see, no pull the power. Task box will not even need if in a friend let them just say no more. Let them just left anybody because what make democracy sweet. Now they vote from all levels, from councillor to mayor to chairperson to members of parliament. President are the last thing.
Absolutely.
President are the last thing. The last thing they power now down the day, not to up. Now down the day, so the entire backing because for next time, because you would get for go speaker again. Would I get for another constituency? Who's MP get for? We demand the arrogance so we be saying I vote for them. They're very arrogant. Now we don't vote for them. So now from there they see that point say, oh, then get no count something we make. people will not begin asking for responsibility. You don't pull up one there. That's what they tell the back.
You know, Comrade Nkashi, would they reach inside the PR good one or the effects of the PR system? Because we're going to talk about certain areas them where like they island them, Comrade. You know the island and they're rubbish, no fact, no place and they where politicians them under normal circumstances, no one get anything for do with. Now them people and they where the politicians, then the members of parliament, they don't need for go there again for them to go campaign safe. For them, but they reach there. But you know, I want to create a timeline. Because you do a very good job with the historical background, where you give the background of everything what happened for the years, 5 years. What we don't talk, we don't come to pass. Cashbox, you said something too, where I just want to brush up because you take it all the rush up. You know, we're looking for clarify. Let clarify proper. Nobody knows you don't at that point say where you be make earlier. Where you talk about say now the United Kingdom. The census, it's a mandatory requirement for you participate in them. But again, we just want for add the cash, you know, so say we'll not get nothing like a midterm census in Sierra Leone. We census them now every 10 years we do census. The last census was done 2015. The next one before happened 2025. No, so Kashi, I just want clear that side quick. Yes.
No. And it's very crucial, Ibrahim. The reason why I make the point,
right?
It is because the census not just for election,
right?
The census is used to provide resources in different areas.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, immigration and the apple and all that in the day.
Absolutely.
But the problem where I get, Ibrahim, that the fact that the reason why I mentioned that, why people are not participating in a census, but yet still they're happy for use that very census the way people are not participating for use, I must say, yardstick
Kashi,
for boundary delimitation.
That is a great point. Matter of fact, we're not for even for the mix up the register them because the census, the population and housing census, they're different register. The voter register and another one. So you know then they mix everything up, but when they watch them, Kashi, you know the guy they are, hey God. But you know,
where is the disjointedness with the old back points that the registration surpass the census figures?
Absolutely.
The mayor don't mention them, but
absolutely.
We see the disparity there, Ibrahim.
Absolutely.
But why is it that nobody don't ask that kind of question there?
Fact.
How can a judge, I mean, as you say, we can go into the PR system properly, waiting the Constitution say. How, like in section 170, the hierarchy of like how laws them for the come into play.
Beautiful.
When we say nothing of above the Constitution.
No.
And inside the Constitution, the section 38A, Ibrahim Oguka inside,
right.
It will clearly say, like, now only political parties then supposed for kind of like, you know, get for contest like election. In section 38A, subsection 2, Ibrahim.
Okay.
Only political parties then. So the justification when they give about independent candidates,
right?
Like now, I think that a regulatory or a statute or whatever it is.
Right.
But the fact is, Ibrahim, the Constitution saying that political parties, if we don't make it, so nothing not go above the Constitution. But
absolutely.
You see, Ibrahim, the problem is, Salon, we don't get law. You see, when Dr. Abdullahi Conte say it is a sad day for the Constitution, and the last statement in court, Ibrahim, on Friday, he said in say this ruling go kind of like sustain the peace and tranquility of this country.
Absolutely.
Ibrahim, that's a big statement, Ibrahim.
Absolutely.
Huge statement.
Cashbox, you know, the Constitution, then Lord, and then other Lord, it had like a big truck and small mutamit up Nana road. Who that the reverse for a company?
Now the small one.
Now the small, that's a big road.
Absolutely.
It's a big truck and small mutamit up Nana road. Now the small one the road because if not a big mutamit they cross up. Every Constitution to put any law. That law don't go down. It don't go down. Because the Constitution, nine the Supreme now all they follow. Ibrahim, take your truck, take your car, let me take my truck, let me stop that road. No, go back. Would I go suffer? So we big talk and small mutka me talk and small mutka the road. So any side where the Constitution not me talk with any other law, automatically that law the in non come out because the Supreme told the city where the remote the Constitution, Ibrahim.
Absolutely. You know, Comrade Nkashi, I want to tell the Supreme Court again, say, waiting and do so, Justice Babatunde Edwards. It now interprets the Constitution. It make a whole amendment to the Constitution. Now you do so. I want anybody challenge me on that premise. Lawyers, them, leaders, them, legal minds, you know, opposition leaders, MPs, them. I want to tell Sierra Leoneans, point blank, the Supreme Court justices now interpret the Constitution. They created an amendment to the Constitution. Now they do so. for ARPA section 38A1, 9 themselves do so as sub amendment within that amendment of the Constitution. 90 Supreme Court do. But you know, Kashi and comrade, I want to create this timeline. You see, now show the hand of the parliament inside this whole thing. Because they go tell you now, so they can go inside deep. They go tell you, say, hey, well, the case video at the Supreme Court, now make parliament, they not put more there again. But I want to broke out that lie there. It's a big lie. Because remember, Dr. Abdullahi Conte and others, they filed this case November 28th, and they submitted to the Supreme Court. December 7, it is on Twitter. December 7, now in the judiciary of Sierra Leone, Babatunde Edwards, now in the put and say, it don't embattle judges them. Sorry, it don't panel judges them for sit on the PR matter. December 7th. The next day, whoop, now they're going to parliament, so 2 years inside parliament. Now in Ketoma Sandy, the secretary of the president. December 8th, now I can tell we for say, parliament don't pass the PR. They use a statutory instrument for pass the PR. So a lot of people don't pay attention to these things. Where again, circumvent the constitution. Section 108, subsection 8, it says any alteration of this constitution is a treasonable offense. Then circumvent the constitution, use a statutory instrument, pass some to for do a legislative proposal. So they use a statutory instrument. Statutory instruments get 21 days. Somebody for stand up for condemn them. No member of parliament not on the record. I want for see the answer na parliament. Let us show with the record. When December 8 plus 21 days na December 29. Members of parliament will be opposed to the PR system when they pass inside parliament. Be supposed for calm and for the records. Say no. We need 2/3 majority for annul. That means say for condemn the PR system, let know what's in the parliament. The reason why it's important, because again, the matter don't go down on the Supreme Court. But the reason why it's important for them to do that, let we at least know say we members of parliament there. They are consistent in the fight for say that they are against the PR system. To this day, nothing was done. December 29, the PR system came into law. Where make Babatunde Edwards follow up on that until it don't become a law inside parliament. Instead now just go but test the point. For let the PR system stand. Some people with the paint all and picture alone understand how the game play. Members of parliament in the opposition, especially the APC, I'm sure they celebrated the PR system. They're going to come, don't talk, hey, PR system, they take the power from the people and this and that. But not for talk now, one thing. Now your actions after the fact is very important. Come and contact Cashbox and me, we can talk. But if we don't take no action behind what they talk, also they do something, then nothing on there for show. The leaders of the opposition have nothing to show whose action they take for say we don't want this PR system. Then see down there, the parliament go past the PR system, no statement for them. They're not talking nothing. And this goes back to that new law where this guy for PASO. IRND, I want to remind Sierra and say IRND, you know, the Independence Radio Network. The new law where they want to go pass so now for the coverage of elections in Sierra Leone. That is for suppress the media houses them. Because they want to make sure say they hold on to all the results. Now next no more go announce them. That's when they will not get the results from the polling station them. But when they reach that side, they will go for discuss that lengthily. But the fact of the matter remains, the PR system, it is a tool where they don't use now for take away the power from the people. The reason why we will not be used the PR system in 2007 elections, in 2012 elections. Now because we know now say we don't put everything in place, the country don't steady, peace on day, tranquility day, we dey access every part of the country, we dey go everywhere we want to go, nobody know the voice not going to be left out. We say okay, we don't need the PR system again. 1996, 2002, rebel war in the country, people are fed, then they kill with people, then they cut some people and them. We say you know what, so sat inside and there, we not go jeopardize the lives of our polling officers them, voting agents them, voter registration agents them. We not go for send them go to a certain part of the country. We say okay, now we use PR system. Who are able for vote? They vote. Everybody Supreme Court, Babatunde Edwards and others, but we don't see how lengthy there. We're not going to make a law for disenfranchise the people of the country. The people will get the power.
Ibrahim, apart from that, Ibrahim, we'll get an election in 6 on that decree. Not on the constitution.
Fact.
Because military got many rules on constitution. On that decree, we got election in 1996.
Fact.
So there was no constitutional way for allow for going to constituency elections.
Fact.
Is the constitution apart from the workforce.
Fact.
We have an election on that decree
That's a fact.
Military government and they conduct the election. So there was no constitution we be saying for follow the constitution we for make going to constituency elections.
That is
so because of that lapses day, now make them correct in 2002 so well because what they
abuse. Did they not revert back to the constitution for older election? Eh?
No, they're not that. And 1996, there was no then Udwan under the military government.
But the election was conducted on that constitution, wasn't it?
No, yes, but the election, what happened if they follow the 1900 constitution, they didn't get election in 1996 because they still go by constituency elections. So because of that reason, the whole election under the military government organized the elections.
Yes.
Absolutely. So the military government organized the election.
I make them bring like what Ibrahim can say. They knew they made mistake. Now I make them come now without.
They corrected in 2002. Right. They corrected it in 2002 because they don't want to do the same blunder again. But that 196, nobody not blame them because military governments now decreed in the rule not by the constitution. So they corrected in 2002. So we look at an act. We be saying in case we get to this situation now, what they do, we go to that act. But we'll not get to that situation there. We're not in crisis. Constituency is in existence. So what's the system?
Not an act, comrade, isn't it? The constitution was straight away amended, wasn't it?
Yes, in 2001, yes, it was amended, Kashi. Yes. But you know, Comrade gets a very salient point. But at the same time, because we never before use the constitution effectively, like for do boundary delimitations and stuff like that, where the 1991 constitution became into play in the 96 elections. But of course, we don't have military decree, so it's a mixed bag, anyways, of everything. But yes, he has a point there. But the fact of the matter remains, what would they say, so Kashi and Comrade? Then guide don't take away the power from the people, because that is the effect of the PR system in a nutshell. The people now will be able to say this member of parliament will not want her. The people be getting power, they say this they not represent we. They go to parliament for 5 years, they not work for we, they not talk for we, they not advocate for we, then kill with people that I not can talk for we. They hungry now, food not there, they not direct the resources of the government for come to we the people. We not get water, they not direct the resources of the government for come to reach we not get water. We picking not get access to education, we picking not get access to healthcare, we picking for all ticky and broke 30 days in bone in foot they rotting. This member of parliament of this constituency not be care, but we not want time again. The people be get the power. Now the political party get the power. Comrade and Kashi, if we look at the struggles within the APC, where they go so now at this lower level, where people they want for capture the party at that point, all now because of the no say at the end of the day, when it comes to it, if they're able to control the power at this point now, when tomorrow come, we're not going for pick members of parliament. Now the people that we can dominate within the lower levels, them pick all the councillors, them and all that stuff, then we pick the delegates, them, then the delegates then go decide the executive of the political party. Then people this is why the fight is within the APC. And I felt for continue for there, and I felt for bring chaos and bring wahala now the political party then, because now people know say the political, well, this is short-lived, by the way. When SLP come on power, the next elections, when they switch back to constituency-based elections. So this is not going to last for a long time. But for the time being, now the confusion is where it creates within political parties. There's going to be a lot of fight, even between inside the SLPP. We're not going for a real fight. The PR system going for bring a lot of fight within the SLPP as a political party too, because people get for one for control the party, so they in charge for people that get for inside parliament. Bribery and corruption get for take place massively. Now these political parties. Now,
you know, what would they say? When SLPP come on power, you know, without dampening the mood of people, we just said earlier, 257,000 people deleted. People and even the former first lady registered a McKinney of return and then was sent to Kailahu. Ibrahim, how do we get rid of SLPP? Are we relying on the international community? Ibrahim, I do not want to count my chicks before they are hatched, bruh. Because it looks like I say, the premise, everything. Hey, right, this is not the worst government, this is not the most easy election where I don't ever seen in my lifetime. If only the opposition be serious.
Absolutely.
That the most easy election is with all the stealing, the killings, the bastardization of constitution, and yet still SLPP get chance like this. Abraham, something is wrong. We are
Kashi, that is the problem with the PR system, right there. I should talk so. Confusion, corruption. Now somebody go sit down overseas because they get money, it contributes more person than person. They put in them on the list for members of parliament. We get for Siam, members of parliament within themselves, the leader, the executive of the political party, that they get for determine now. Not only people they get now I make again come you can talk about this. The constituency, the constitution of the APC and not make any provisions for this kind of a selection.
No, we're not getting.
And not make provision. So, Comrade, going to the APC now. Lord, link this to the APC this PR. You don't feel say the APC for consult with the people within their communities them for whether the names they get for them at the list for whether for represent them within these constituencies. You don't feel say the people get a platform for play. The APC people within the APC struggles.
Then they get the back for play. They're looting the app and they go and set. You don't already talk the change you don't see. Then they go and fix an executive we get for favor them tomorrow. Then they go and muscle the party. Like saying that they get the party. So then Papa said no to the APC. So then Papa then for to the APC. Then let me tell you something, Ibrahim. People and then at this let me make this very clear, Ibrahim. These SLP people them would then grandpa do them get. Everywhere Salon about one party state, they never accepted the APC in their life.
Absolutely.
They got to 1991. Everywhere Salon at the one party state, they never accepted APC. Now they got to 1991. Now the one can take APC now, they go impose themselves. We've seen the examples, Ibrahim. From if they look up. Now I can fully talk to an command after you more time. Who said it to the end? Then they go say, Madam, you're not of 2023. Most of the time I look like I could count look at it like that. We can count countlessly Ibrahim. But the bottom line here is the APC party will see. I think you see yesterday I not going for do audios. Of course, they also we can now self keep global. This whole weekend I do audio because the thing that will happen, not to talk for keep quiet. We'll see who side that they go force somebody. Not because they in the support Michael Kuruma or you go for good listen in some elected youth leader like constituency, then Peter put Alipana say what to make you good. In na see that to so come on and push on. They no go beat first and push on for Seko. Just said the border for beat first in the wood, not beat first for Seko and push on. Then can't get them because they wanted to muscle the entire other areas. They own area and no go area for other opponents. Other opponent and you area to go back for good force system. And consistently, they call the names of Payasane. Consistently, when they go to say Payasane by my one, they send the Jericho. These are the three names they call. This is no secret. Ibrahim, it's got to a time. I tell you, me, you know, with me, you and Carlos right now, we are not friends. We are brothers.
Absolutely.
But to God, when the country interest come on top of that, Ibrahim would go apart. If I say that formula for this, like I don't come on, they couldn't go apart. So my folks don't live like them from the early age, 17 plus, we don't give like for Salon. And that stands. I don't change my thought for nobody. If you get people here, they go send people there. Say when I go tell them say, now we say no, I do this here, able. But that have been secretarial for almost here. So if they're not putting a true court, now we can challenge say they're not putting a fine. They're not treating a well, at least they're for allow. Now my farmer they go pitch people in some areas and say, now by Asane, by Mahmoud, Jericho and say, now this person have to follow. Who that now Chris talking to Ibrahim, let me tell you what they vote for. Let me tell you something, Ibrahim. There is a difference between supporter and follower. Supporter and opposed to the support person, they follow you. If you lost at the party, follow another APC, you lost or you win, what I do to you. APC, now more of followers to get than supporters. Then just bent, say, now this person, the person battle, good do, no more. Some of us are far up here, our fight here is not for APC.
You know, the lead to that, it is the way our people have been subjected to. You know, Ibrahim and Comrade, I listened to this woman. I don't know if you want to see that video where a woman in Nigeria, this now old woman, was challenging Peter Obi. They tell her and say, oh, like, you they say this man are your mentor. Yeah, how this man don't take away money? How you go be your mentor? Ibrahim, this woman, you know why make Nigeria seem for, in a way, the transition bit by bit? Because they challenge issues.
No,
they don't just
education.
Kind of say, oh,
education.
Civic. Mommy this, if PR happen. Mommy this, if I tell them people come on parliament, everything. They challenge issues about this now. Big mommy, old mommy. When they even get camp beginning now. Ibrahim. This now they challenge because it attack issues. The problem in our nation, Ibrahim and Comrade, we do not attack issues. Hey, some people are lazy. We do not do research ourselves. We love when somebody they come and give us sweet word, we laugh. We say we don't make. But how long are we going to continue in this kind of trajectory, Ibrahim and Comrade? Hey, you know, the future of Salon, Ibrahim, I'm telling you, it's blink. I'm worried about the future of Salon. How can I sit here and tell you, say, oh, look, I do not want to dampen the mood. I don't want to discourage people, Ibrahim. But how can I sit here? Everything where, like when Comrade making it say elections are won way before polling day. But everything we dey see, Ibrahim, nobody no get mind challenge. Nobody cannot challenge President Bio. Waiting Bio do want. Now they get. Waiting, Ibrahim, you remember last week, I told you, I'm very pessimistic. Who have born that person the way Madam Bio want to do something in that salon and go against it? The judiciary and the parliament cannot do anything. According to people, you know, laziness, lazy politicians, wicked politicians, they go through people now just because they feel say they have the platform for destroy people's lives. Let people remain in that abject stupidity, Ibrahim. It is sad, it is worrying about the future of Salon. It is worrying, and I'm worried because people are not willing to change. The political class, they go through individuals. See, let's know we go through them. How can you tell us the PR system? Oh, no worry, they favor the APC. Can you imagine? Man.
Box, let me tell you something. Yeah?
I don't know if
you know, they say, no, it did. Okay. Let me tell you something, Cashbox. You see, life, they tell, the Holy Quran, they say, Wajagal Basila, Inal Basila, Kana Jahugan. True. I like you put inside own. Not true. Lie. I like you put on top of the sky. Not lie. You know, they ever turn true. Cashbox, everything we have been saying, and they can to pass so easily. Very easy. Without they know they even struggle. Matter of fact, Cashbox, when they removed 10 members of parliament forcefully, replaced them by law, you know, for B, then tell we say, ECOWAS say, let them go back in the parliament. So they look out for adjust them. For more APC appeal, that case day, 30 day. When they take this PR system, we can now talk and say, hey, this PR, this Baba today does the one try for clean the name the judiciary in a lie. Cashbox, if the House of Parliament don't say the president they bulldoze them, would that at the court? They might already supervise the presidency and the court. Then don't agree say the president they bulldoze them. What you want the parliament to get out there? What you want? What in Baba Tunde order say try for catching himself say parliament for don't pull that in the parliament for don't pull that law, the parliament for don't do what you want try for mess. But let me tell you something, Cashbox.
If we scare Matao don't go, now find an idea.
But that's what I tell you. If me, then go beat me 6 years, 7 years old, he can't complain to me. Then me go look the man and tell her, say, I left that man in the moment, I not get that for do. What in the picking go say again? What in we have to say? You know, the salon constitute the one way they win at the maker, win at the for protect them, and not toilet panel. Take and go put petrol, burn them. You know, this na a plan with them get them all like collective plan. Now a collective plan. Now like football, we be say you bang into this bang into this. That's okay. You go score. Now free goal then give the judiciary for let them go let them go complete the wrong thing. Because there's nothing right about this entire system from the beginning to the ending. Everything wrong. Because then tell us you go interpret what's in the black and white. Not to Arabic they write the for saying Chinese, then go picture this man on an Indian, on a Japanese, on a German. No. Now English, now even I studied in a college and I don't practice that for many years. Go interpret and to that Chief Justice. Now the same way it interprets Palo in weapon to treason. The same way. Chief Justice would advise not to treason this whole. If even that man go shoot president, not to treason. Now the same way they advise you on a charge for treason. Kashi, let me tell you something. When I go on president, the first people do I make us say, Madam, you will sack the Attorney General. The first person to sack the Chief Justice. Because they remote everything. Then for don't follow suit, you self contribute because for don't tell us, this not to treason. Because any case they pass to the Chief Justice. Now in the director, then they certify.
Absolutely.
Then they sign warrants. So every case we person get in the High Court, they pass to the Chief Justice. Cashbox. Every case. So them man then we don't see all them blunders the day Ibrahim. Then which confidence they may get by this judiciary? Now they got sabi, but not to say they don't know Ibrahim Cashbox. That's why this year, swear to God, they knew the outcome of this particular team. They know how to forget for come out.
Comrade,
I swear to God, I swear to God, back. They may know the answer to this. You know that make Dr. Blair come to thank you. You know what to do? Because he exposed so many things. Another part, sorry for what I see in face. Because he will look at that part in face. They see like we want cry. You see in face how it dampen. You see the pie, you know say this is the talk na pain. And then can take in kill possible. Able cash box Ibrahim for part of the world, Dr. Blair Conte, then the column of I can't interpret this from column right up. If another part of the world, if that man don't talk, I still remember that's your major you didn't away where your major talk but to the but this one Boris Johnson, now input Boris Johnson straight.
Absolutely.
We talk and pull a straight na power we come. We say no, I mean a conservative, but this man if we go, we don't put it in there. No argument. They say, okay, this line left for party. Dr. Blair contest, somebody don't turn Attorney General Minister of Justice, acting President as Salud, don't write, you don't turn Attorney General arrested Obama, so that's that in the camp, but two is not right. They go interpret for now when I go, do you go read TV for it no more? Because that thing, don't write for from that other man, they can't go the case of Supreme Court, that judgment. You don't write long ago, you don't come out. Long ago, you don't come out. You're there, no man, I said that with that go with the time. From there, go to married. Hey, boy, Ibrahim. Where is respect for them people and the people like Dr. Blair Conte? We good man like that kind of not get as a right now. We want to forget Godfather. As you don't talk so, when I say okay, this not talk past so. For God's sake, for shame yourself now. There's no way, Ibrahim. Look, you can't tell me say I left politics. We don't go. We don't sell. Give none left politics. We don't go so. We don't talk. We don't go so you not useful. You don't so place. Not useful. I never left politics. We don't decide around there. You don't all can make bad thing from collision for good governance, can call bad governance. That's Ibrahim. Let me tell you one thing. When I want to make me a day against team like APC, the negative effect of pauper, 90% also. We SFPP, they say pauper, then go count the halaki motamande, 90% like David Francis and so. We then the cake Thomas and then Lima, we know nothing. Then just GG blood, they put pack in a pocket, 5, 6, 9 they drink. Now the effect of the sinners also today. So that make more idea any team. Now make a day against any trade the way BC, they want more to other people right. Because now the beginning for destroying the country. If the SFP got SFP into pauper, so they might have been for business academy so. So some forget better governance system. But when they call pauper, then force people who don't for force people now they say that's alone. So we APs will learn from that lesson. They say we don't allow anybody with the force themselves into any position within the APC because no one a repeat of pauper as alone. Pauper for turn an example or for say no more to pauper business as alone any longer. Because why make salon this the negative effects of pauper? If they make us SLPP as a political party, constructive political party, and so to also get so. All the serious players they did behind them, the John Benjamin there, the John Karimu there, serious players they make sure they that's why I say power no to pauper. If they SLP, there's no SLP rules on pauper rule. If they area within them, there's no SLP this a pauper rule. So we don't want that in an episode. There's no to episode rule at the rule. No. We don't encourage them. Now make as a area so and make an audio for tell us we are not here for that pauper, a repeat of pauper that's alone any longer. Because alone not to say we need to for say win an elephant that we will beat any I want. We really feel pain. No. We need to jackass. For say anybody can enjoy the get in taste out of where you go. The poor people there, brothers and sisters in jail. When the language and the toilet inside bucket 30 day 21st century no get toilet. Brothers and sisters will be saying no in the name of APC, in the name of protest, stated and then that is so. Then they kill them when they sold the cry for justice, then they make except because let justice prevail. So we need to encourage any rubbish because they show them do so all. If they not challenge the local council election, don't go PR system not for talk about forever and ever.
Absolutely.
We're not for talk consensus forever and ever. They knew these things. It's an orchestrated plan. They plan them very well. They knew it's going to happen like this, but no, just do them here for fully people. Hey, Ibrahim, me want to agree with you. 110 with the talk. With anything they make the parliament, yeah. Pass the other long back camp, yeah. Come on now. Then who said then they take bulldoze parliament? For God's sake, Ibrahim, the bulldoze on law because they law. Why do you go American and Mexico? So let them amend and now say, let them give the president absolute power for bulldoze all the laws alone. Who agree? We don't talk again as well. Don't say anybody got to give power. That's it, dunya.
Absolutely. Comrade, that talk where you talk, so, it just reflect my memory back, my mind back to Dr. Abdullahi Conte and your role we play. For all get a living legend in our society, one of the framers of the Constitution. We matter, it take the court, this matter has to go court. In a responsible society, who side and get respect for elders? But Babatunde Edwards, if you get respect for elder, the man who writes the Constitution go challenge, say, the PR system is unconstitutional. The man that will write the Constitution, wait and sit down and they write the Constitution and get down at the back of their mind. Why? The framer of the Constitution, the big one, Then boy, I no get respect for elders. If they had respect, there is no way under the sun. The man will write a document, go challenge, say, what you wanna say that this document is not to correct, not to the truth, not to say for be. A go tell una not look, say, but the man this way write this book, yeah, oh. Now you can't challenge this so. Even for the love of the profession, for lawyership, for the love of the legal institutions itself. Then before no say, you know what's in? This is absolutely correct. Lord left this matter here. Lord just rule and tell the people exactly black and white what in the constitution say. And we allow the people for take them power back. But the man will write the constitution. A challenge. It say this one and they say so wrong. And go back to BBC.
They say for the judicial institution, is there an institution functioning in Salone?
Well, actually as a whole, basically, just for the sake of, say, the judiciary in itself, also I respect they. You get respect for the elders. Ebo Kashi, you go write a book in economics. When they tell you write the book, you don't do all your researches, everything put together. This book can don't ratify them. Me they come go argue by book where you write the points where you make us say that point say na so, not so. We again right for challenge you. But at the end of the day, like this constitution, it is a document where we know say you know I'll go if I go challenge yourself, bruh. So God, I will write me on counter article, let the other people read what they get for read. But the fact of the matter remains, when it comes to the constitution, this is a very solemn document. I don't put an day. We don't make it. It's there very clearly how to define boundaries and everything, the responsibilities we for do, how long the boundaries then they last, how long the constituency then they last, then lifespan. Everything is clear. The constitution make them very clear. The Marway writer, he tell us, say, but look, boundaries they exist. Then constituency I get a lifespan of 5 to 7 years. They don't point unto I tell point blank, say, look at that. Why would they cannot put a PR where we know say at the time? It was conditioned precedent. What will be happening at the country? Like we don't talk again about the fact that there was no constitution. We get a military government, a rule by decree. You know, we're not able to access the country, and all of these things here. So people we not able to jeopardize the lives of neck agents them that particular point in time. Day. Why?
Right. What if we get nasty president one day? It can force one party state inside the constitution. Would people mourn about it? People will grumble.
Kashi, comrade.
If we, hey God, where are they look at Salone? Where are they listening to the BBC?
No, Kashi, not go far. What's different from one party state and this one with that so?
Exactly.
C'est Castibin. Since in one party state, you not do them here. C'est Castibin.
Yeah.
You not do them here in one party states. Oh, meet up.
Comrade.
Even the MPRC, not forced in the way that in the first zone. Even AFRC, not forced in the way that in the first so. Cash works. No government in the history of Salone not voting the CCO. So in this 21st century, now we'll get access to information, we'll get access to communication, we'll get access to everything they make, we'll get access to education itself. Now they see blatantly parliament, where they don't say they don't get the case like court, then parliament go past the PR system. Nobody no connect after. Imagine now they see the judiciary go blatantly, the way you say. You know, not to say that the interpret the constitution. You go amend the constitution. Not say the interpreter. You just go amend them. Forgive the executive power. Cash box. Not ever talk about one party state to the pass. Because if Parliament said they will lose, if we get Parliament to talk, what like different? If Parliament they talk and say they will lose, they don't get excuse the government they will lose. They will not know that happening they will lose. What like different between this and one party state?
Comrade Nkashi. When I see what's happening with Albert Magai back in the 64, 67, you know, we already talk about this every day. They remind people them. Albert Magai go practice. They want for show with dictatorship. They want for show authoritarianism, totalitarianism. Now in Papa Sheki say you wait, I can teach you. I go show you how for do. Not all we see. For 28 years, Papa Sheki did the power. Not all we see. Now in Marabio they do so. When they come out, they run go to bush, Alikaba, and go take a gun. They say they suppress them, then they oppress them. Now then they forget all. But then they do so. The Supreme Court, Ebo, 1979, John Jerry Rawlings, Kashi Naya gets a very high hope for the Supreme Court. And I still hold that hope day. I say these guys, to God and this, they no disappoint the people of Sierra Leone. They will not be partisan. And they say, when they write this ruling here, they can't go to Marabio. If you watch most of the time,
I tell you, not optimistic about them. I say that they will misbehave.
Absolutely.
I did say that. I say, Ibrahim, there is no way we, me, communicator, believe this particular judiciary where they don't pass the ball to them from the executive to the legislative. They're not going to go to them. I say, there is no way this man they do what people expect. I say, don't be optimistic. I say, I still say, not even put it. Let not give you shock. We go make say no thing like give up pass alone. Because what they say, Ibrahim, we look at them properly. If you got no holy, you won't give up pass alone.
Absolutely.
See, what the point for?
What is the point?
To be very honest.
That's a fact.
I tell you, I say, put hope, not just focus on fight because no Senegal can misbehave. I say, don't be optimistic. Don't just put attention on your own fight. Period.
Comrade, John Jerry Rawlings in 1979 at Ghana, at DCC, we make them line up all them judges them and leaders them. Pick. You see, if they not go, Ghana need better. They look at Ghana they thrive. Picture outside Ghana before day. If you still gets the crops of those judges there, leaders them, be still then at the helm of affairs. They run Ghana. Ghana not for the any side. 30 days to Ghana people them for the all over the world they go and fame side for go day. Big business salon, can buy Watara salon, this and that, all that stuff then. Now they want to go Ghana. What to do? Because John Jerry Rawlings make a decision for say, these people are corrupt. The Supreme Court's justice system had the responsibility, a very simple one.
I want to watch the Rawlings Face of Africa. When they interview him, Face of Africa, just go Face of Africa, when they interview him, what him motivate him.
Yeah.
When they tell people and say,
they
not born at that poor home, when they go to school, they see people behind they drink dirty water. He knew it's not right.
Yeah, that was after. That was after the fact, comrade. We begin fly. He said be privileged now. We go begin see certain community. We go see the water people that until we become a pilot.
Yeah. The Face of Africa. Absolutely. So you see, in as much as he not born from that thing day, but he associate himself with
in Papa na white boy. In Papa na be white man. In Mama na Ghanaian.
Yes, he say in as much as I was not born, that boy associate himself say I for don't be somebody like them one day. This did for end. We make you can treat him. You overthrow force, then begin make the Ulam. Later you journalists when the second coup is after 1979, he was in prison. Yeah. Then they go pull and say can't lead to it.
Absolutely.
They see the society.
But then go for go pull life. If you can for can kill life, if you not give them the play with her. Even believe she can for can free her. But
they can't lead with. So Ibrahim, because when you get a passion, let me tell you something. And as Kuma take it or leave it. One to motivate them for giving light and giving road. During that time, we in the salon between we go into two politics. We get opportunities for work across the country. You see, Kala road time. You see them road them. Now that thing they motivate and Kuma for make certain roads the way you do something out. It's more because they more road not been. They don't know Mr. Bukulta self. Kala not be Mr. Bukulta for more than one day. Now it make less and they give Kono road, give Cambia. It try for do certain things there because if worker, it get a small soft spot. Me where I get much carry so at the fascinating to for worker. What about that now we not get? So it make that it give them finding and it make you get light. At least now a foundation Ibrahim. Absolutely. He did mistakes, but he did some very good things. So Salon, let me tell you something, Ibrahim. Ghana will be soon till the past soon. Let that go no more. Let it go so. They can't go so no more. With election, let them go so they can't go so Ibrahim. Trust me, some man for look pin, then name go day history. They can't always make people a name history. We be say if they appoint IG in Ghana, if they free for them to go put on a public killer or judge or even we get for it to that point. Because the people suffer 11 years. Nobody not suffer. Don't judge no that way that the cause that the main cause of the war. Not suffer nothing, no magistrates, nobody. All that they suffer. That the poor one day. When they win the war on so that they make work on salon. They say the judiciary and the police. They're not talking now, so they say the judiciary and the police are the main cause. That the so back look police in the do. Look what the judiciary do. So Ibrahim, that is trigger for repeat. Wait for make salon from that point they not to use so picking the just so but then go left benefit and the benefit so now today.
Comrade,
on that.
If right now at this show, if a dream say we get a progressive leader with it, me one thing, me and they hide ourselves. When military coup, progressive person. If me either talk, they may God kill me today. If comrade, I need a joke self. If we get progressive person, and it's in the constitution. The military get right for protect this constitution. Ibrahim, the day where if me dream that, I even when I dream, I never pass in abuse.
Even when a dream, and a big party.
Why Mara Biode became 1992 and form a coup and overthrow Joseph Saidu Momo, and then the same President Biode today back overthrow Strasser? I say because Strasser be saying no hand over power. But at the same President Biode back, now every time we say he wants a peace before election, you know, he wants the election. So you see the messages is very convoluting. This guy don't lead coups upon coups. Now make us say again, Komriko Takashi, in hindsight, going back, we don't say yes, we want peace at the country, you know, and tranquility. But Marabio, that way we can. He should have been arrested for coup, for treason. He should have been arrested, prosecuted, and the right thing is done for treason. That man go intercept President Nkrumah in convoy. Able, the security guard them get for ask for permission. Una need permission. I dare anybody if you born you 220 day go intercept.
If me part of that convoy day. Like this talk history now for the talk on that thing because I for be carrying me mandates.
You see,
we then give me for secure me VIP.
Guys, comrade, I dare anybody in a salon for intercept Marabian convoy today. I dare you.
Go intercept. All the content I ain't go give back na 6,000 but say.
Thank you.
Look me back, peace to the land go to the president.
Thank you.
You don't go far.
I go not true. Intercept that convoy. Let you see if that motorcar remains the left. They can't talk about the motor man on the inside. But the officers, they were the guard the president at that time. They were all they were subjected to court martial. The attorney general, the minister of defense, all of these people, them for not subject them bodyguard then they to court martial effective immediately because they're elected duty. They don't protect the president at the time.
This president Azamda Ibrahim, he was locked up because he go for go drive before this in predecessor in convoy. He agree say he did wrong, and we agree. He said, but he been the doer because he did not feel bad, not being away for expressing anger. So, but he not regretting action. He was charged, locked up for 1 year before he could must become president. He was locked up.
Well, he's lucky he survived it. Again, what is the problem with these security personnel? That people they intervene the convoy of presidents and then survive for see another day. What is the problem? So that is
like United States because then they take the example of John F. Kennedy.
Of course.
No one tried that.
Of course. When Lord they say play not the Passover Washington DC, you don't ever hear that mistake there? When a guy then becomes September 9/11 for Camel attack, you then go then try him. And then they reach now the White House. It's not possible. You know they reach there. When you don't draw a line, it is a line. The security guards them at that particular point in time to former President Nkrumah. Only go block on a convoy is an act of treason. What do you wait for? But you know, Comrade Nkashi, we come back to the PR system. Then nobody not tell Salon people and say it benefits anybody anyhow. With democracy, very fragile. We know for maturity today. Other parts of the world in Europe, then they use proportional representation system, but they're effective. The opposition, them effective. The parliamentarians, them effective. You see them there at work for the people. But Salon, look, we members of parliament, then Allah did that and they pan. They don't even sabi their responsibility. They don't even care. So in this part of the world, when they use proportional representation, people don't really care about whose kind of election they use, whose kind of process of electioneering they use. As far as they know, see people get the right for votes. Now, one, people in voice will be heard. People get the right to protest. Members of parliament, it gets town hall meetings with their constituencies them every 2-3 months. Then they go team up with their constituents, them talk to them. Then they receive letters from them. But so long we not reach that side yet for PR system. Anybody will say PR the favor APC. These are the people where they create the fight within the APC party. Forget this leadership so that they go control the people who go for go parliament. Watch them. Anybody will say PR benefits APC party. Now you look at what's happening within the country. The southeast is guaranteed for the SLPP. The south, Bo Kenemaka Laon, all these places, the Shegbema, all this are the guarantee of SLPP. They no say no matter waiting. We see them in 1996. We look at the results. We use proportional representation. APC get 5 seats internally. The southeast SLPP get over 20 something. I get the results somewhere now. But now in these times, of course, not I know they affect the country and everything. SLPP believe that they know what them believe that enough. Look at Kande Yumkela. We'll go for discuss Kande Yumkela another day, not today. We'll discuss Kande Yumkela. Look at the NGC in hold na Cambia district. Look at what they happen yonder. So you look at all of these, they get the North Alpha Khan, they get in people them. When they underestimate the fact that Alpha Khan get in people them. And with people in the North, they're very, very fragile in the way they think. Elections they come. We pray and we'll continue for talk to the land understand say SLPP for go. But if SLPP go put the candidate there, God knows right now they're not shorting the amount of people that will register. We don't know who they are registered or not registered. We don't even know how much people qualify for votes these elections with the council. So SLPP know why they do the PR system. They know what's in the pan. They don't read all things down. The census, the unprecedented census, where the World Bank condemn, the European Union condemn, all man condemn. Matter of fact, Kashi, I think so. Go for look the World Bank data, the population data at World Bank. If they accept this result of the census from the SLPP, because if they don't accept them, the Supreme Court again, then they don't go back another nail in the coffin to the Supreme Court for even letting them recognize the census. If World Bank don't accept that census,
if the World Bank accepts them, it's very, very stupid because they self they talk say people they boycott the census. Waiting World Bank they use census for now for election at the world.
Exactly. Again, because to we the census not really material. The census we not mix the housing and population census now whole other register and we get about 4 registers in Sierra Leone. The population and housing census now 1 register. The voter register are number 2. The professional register, who sites intended get with lawyers, doctors, most doctor will get, most professionals in this area.
Registration.
Yes, and then we get the NACRA, we're not the 4th one. So we not for mix the register them. The voter register is within primary for we elections. Now for the talk about to that census. Now we then see the registration numbers can powerful pass the own census for them pull. They're afraid. Now this all get this one other thing here. So then the members of parliament they sit down some people them. President Biose get unprecedented support from members of parliament. To this day, 1 member of parliament we can contest. To this day, they're not born them. We can say a lie. I don't get no support. We not support this man. So the PR system, it is an affront. It is a disgrace. Then take away the power from the people. The people are ready. There's going to be a lot of confusion within the political parties. Them. When I get forget members of parliament, they not sabi whether they represent you again. You know, get for know that they represent you because we can pick and go put.
Not to that honorable lie, Mara. Get mind for talk say you don't believe within the African express they say.
Exactly.
That guy there, bruh. You know, hey God. Anyway, man they eating in fried fish, bruh.
I can imagine. You know, but I think Sekashi like come like how they say, Renti I won't talk over and over again. The Supreme Court no help with case. But you need to see the journalists them. In a serious society, you say democracy they mature, the journalists them then tear for the discussion now. For discuss the ruling of the Supreme Court. For discuss somebody go say, well, the Supreme Court don't talk, you don't. No, not lie, you're not always Supreme Court talk, you don't. No. Go to advanced democracies. Which make you see America, Europe, London, France, all these other places, then they advance. When the Supreme Court then pass a ruling, the journalists then get a responsibility. AYV 98.1. Then get a responsibility. SLBC, therefore they bring panel them, people them from different walks of life, for can discuss the ruling of the Supreme Court. Which they think about the PR, the negative effects of the PR, because there's no positive to PR. Then go say, hey, we bring inclusion at the country. People will be represented. If they don't want you, they don't want you. They don't want. The people them inside Sierra Leone, we like it today. We people them. Because of the level of education and all of that kind of stuff, then we're in regions. And make no mistake, people really heavily rely on those regional ties that they have with some of their leaders them. Because they feel connected. We see and delicate today. When you get a government that is so tribalistic inside the SLPP, you see how they perform. When people protest in Makini, they kill them. When people protest in Abode, they kill them. The same protest. So you see, this is the problem with tribalism within a nation. So the people in Africa, because of the tribes, the division will get within a tribe system. It make us say, people believe, say, now you can make people say, I'm a brother this, I go vote for him. We're not so sorry for you. Like be say that your brother, like capable. Then we consider, because when I look the brother side, now in capability, he go do the work, he sabi do the work, he ready for do the work, he vibrant, he active. Now that's what they look for. Not to say that because I'm a brother, you know, they do nothing, if you can see, he can't coast in, I'm a brother. But at the end of the day, look at what's in the happen at the country. The country then come then divide the country very sharply. People protest na Kono for generator, they not kill them. But when they protest na Makini for the same generator, then kill them, then brutalize them. 30 don't get answer. 30 the members of parliament for whatever black and say Makini lives matter. 30 day, there is no commission, no reports, no come out.
This is why people want to pick the members of parliament that the area them, that the constituencies that they want them, because they go relate with them more. But now the members of parliament then see say, these 4 years of massive education, the people don't sabi them right. Now you get forget members of parliament who know to you pick. You just go vote. Then they can even demotivate people, but we go beg with people and say, "Will not be demotivated. Yeah, wanna participate in the election. It not go last forever. Una vote, una come out, una turn out in droves." The other thing, Comrade back, you look at the polling stations them across the north, especially at the north. I don't know why the APC not be focused on that for make sure say people and get voting centers them closer to their homes them. Because people they walk miles and miles.
We did that thing. They call it a political gerrymandering in 2002. When they try for ratified thing into to the new political gerrymandering, they make Pakwa get and say who tete. What they did, political gerrymandering, very simple for the Ibrahim. Now, your opponents areas, will they expand the polling centers, so people will find it difficult for go register and for go vote. Whilst the areas and the cluster, we look at the southeast, Ibrahim, one great street, and then 2 or 3 polling centers a day. Exactly. Whilst let me tell you, the Konadugu district, to be specific, and Falaba, Ibrahim, some people in the Duakan, 7 miles, 8 miles for go register. Imagine not to be Papa for some president, not to be picking for some minister, not to be brought for some member of parliament. Now love people and love them party. So APC 10 years, they could not just, they're not able to readjust that. But anyway, they're not able to readjust that for saying, you know what, no, this don't make so, this don't make so. Instead, even 2018 election, Boga put in center pass free talk.
Absolutely, comrade. So these are all the things, but I wish, that was fixed. And that, comrade, those are the notes to overtake for make sure say we rectify them problem in the north moving forward. First priority, whatever it's going to take for make sure say voting is very simple for our people. For APC not voting about 10 years and for fix that problem there and they get for happening back inside this election. Now then young man and they take them not to the party self, then young man and they take them motorbike them for ride people them around for let them for go vote. Then my media and empower them because it's so difficult. Look how some people make the registration process now alone difficult. Tell me why they go be happy for get serious turnout in the north. The least they want now for let people in turn out in the north for vote. Those are all the problem. Now the problem and they all will get. Now we'll continue like today. And then the Supreme Court come out now. Then go look the constitution, the black and white way right there. We make it very simple for say constituencies at the time when parliamentary elections are announced. If there are no constituencies, President Biono for announce election date until then get constituency. But then go tell you say if we not get enough for announce, if we not get constituencies. But then go tell you say, hey, well, then before do the boundary delimitation, but the boundary delimitation all right. Matter of fact, the Supreme Court even help and aid for delegate today. So, we change our election laws because this is actually changing our election laws.
Ibrahim,
less than 6 months to election.
Any president will announce dates for elections. What they make sure say everything they in place before he announced a date for election. If you not know the president announced date for election, make sure say everything. So from that's what that president say today. I don't proclaim say on so date now they get election. You don't know say the non-government on say all thing the words and they in place, constituents and they in place, everything they in place before you announce them. So President Biono also say attack him, attack where you announce the thing, or you not be non-consult in play as them Ibrahim. That's the truth.
Absolutely.
If not get to that the challenge and say no, this is why we don't do so. No to say attack it and nobody for you because when try for gain, that man no good at the platform and say in the first president we announce election date 1 year before elections. So that means you don't solve everything before you announce the date, Ibrahim.
Absolutely.
There's no justification for not get PR system or census or because
absolutely.
You announce the election date in June, we'll get census in November.
Absolutely.
Before we close, I just want to go the minds. People are going to say, we say, oh, Nasabi passed the Supreme Court. We know how Alaki the Supreme Court done there anyway. We know say the Supreme Court is under the control of Padabio. When you're in the past ruling, Ibrahim, it's hierarchical. In other words, like, now pecking order. The Constitution, now in the above, nothing. According to Section 170 of the Constitution, it tell we say the Constitution, then the laws made by or under authority of Parliament, and then any other rules, regulations, and other statutory instruments made by persons of authority. Then the fourth one, the existing law, and then the last one is the common law. But nothing not to go above
the constitution, Ibrahim.
Absolutely.
And what in the constitution say? Might I just read what in the constitution say specifically about district block system? And why make I say this? Now when they talk about when they try for justify the issue of independent candidate.
Yes.
Where like maybe September it was like an act or whatever, or like a ruling where they pass or whatever. But not enough to go above the constitution, Ibrahim.
Right.
In section 38A, subsection 2, it says in the district block representation system, the election shall be contested in each specified district by Ibrahim. This is the word we our people understand.
Right.
We
always
say
shall.
Yes. It say the election shall be contested in each specified district by political parties. By political parties.
Right.
It did not say by political parties and individuals or other independent. It said by political parties for the block or number of seats in parliament allocated to districts by or under an act of parliament. Ibrahim, without reading the whole thing, as we say, let me connect there, section 170 and section 38A. Section 170 say nothing to go above the constitution.
Right.
It's an hierarchy. It's a high hierarchy, Ibrahim.
Right.
Nothing to go above that. And then, like it said in section 38A, it say now by political parties. So for make we get Babatunde Edward, they talk na court. You know, they talk say how well in the issue of independent candidate, But the constitution, if we want to change them for make independent candidates candidature kind of like get space, change the constitution.
Absolutely.
But you know what, Ibrahim? We country, we just going to talk them in there no more. You know, for make we, you know, the people have become aware. But at the same time, again, Ibrahim, vast majority of our people, they just want to hear more. Oh, package billing. Oh, this and that. Oh, if PR system come, if we agree, I mean this. If we agree, send them they go. Yeah, anything, but everything they come back and play games with the minds of the people. Ibrahim, we are living in a dangerous society.
You know, Kashi, this is what I'll say. Lastly, where is the proclamation document? Teti will not know. Babatunde Eros, do you have that proclamation document? Well, Marabi, you're free now. Now at least the Supreme Court is on your side. Marabi, don't transfer.
You know, JFK mentioned that when they were arguing the point.
Absolutely, he did. And from from them, Kashi, we don't ask. I believe, brother JFK is maybe take that line there from we who they ask. Say, where is the proclamation document? Where is the directive? Well, President Bill, at least be released that document there. And that document for be a public document. That document for be public. We foresee him, like how the president pull number say he pleases his own excellency to appoint this person as a director of communications. Now the same way we forget the proclaimed document from the president directing NEC Commissioner Mohamed Kanawi Kone to go ahead with the PR system. Where that document day for come out. That document day for come out. If the Supreme Court not get that document, well, of course, they can go now and create a document, and retrospectively. But with that document, for now we not even see that document, and the Supreme Court go ahead and take a decision based off of that. We not see the document. We give the directive to the next commissioner. Now, like Nesirona put a bar, and the president called Mohamed Kanai, say, Mohamed Kanai, go do PR for me. Look, announce the PR system. Now, so the thing go, where is the documentation? We might have you give Mohamed Kanai, we connect the directive for use the PR system. We not get until today. And again, the Supreme Court, waiting and do so, not to interpret the constitution. No. Now amend the constitution and change the constitution to waiting they want. Now and do so without the blessing of parliament, because any laws that will be changed in that constitution should be done by parliament. Parliament is the supreme legislative authority in Sierra Leone. Section 105 makes it very clear. And laws shall be made in parliament. Now, parliament get the responsibility for change laws. So for letting circumvent parliament, take unto the Supreme Court, tell the Supreme Court go do it, do something like it today for make an amendment to the constitution. They reverse all things away. But we see it here and we know. And Salon people they watch and see. But Salon people want to prepare ourselves for the confusions within our political party them. When I get for see what thing get for happen, when I get for go represent to the parliament. All the feds with this so they like it today. We man they want for control the political party. Then the feds damage people, them go born boss, this, that. And because they want for control, Uda get forget the power for write the names of the members of parliament they represent to now. Now Boku lebele get for Boku. No respect no get for this. So lebele. Nanga for there within the political parties them because you label fine or you get money. Now two things: either you label good or you get money for buy your way into the system. But other than that, you know they see no light. Young man them, we want for contest for parliamentary elections now. No get no light. Young man them and young woman them, we don't work in constituency them. Where the people elect, the people they want for getting the symbol. They don't get no right again because now the political party hierarchy them and they get for control who that. And you we don't label enough. Or you, when you don't establish enough, or you don't get money for buy your way through, that is the end of you inside salon politics. You cannot be able to represent you people anymore because the power, not in the people they earn, the power, they are the few they earn. Salon people, them, if we don't take nothing from the PR system, waiting the Supreme Court to do so, now they do so now. Then take the power away from the people. What is the definition of democracy? Even though we brother in Monabubi say we don't move past power of the people, for the people, and by the people, but that is the basic definition of democracy. It is the power of the people, for the people, and by the people. It says the government derives its legitimacy. That is section 5 of the Constitution, subsection 2. The government derives its legitimacy, its authority, and its power from the people. Sovereignty belongs to the people. The Supreme Court go and take away the power from the people. Now, a few within a political party, they get for control. Uda, they represent the majority. Cashbox and comrade, there is a picture where the table, they set the table, the big man, they all sit also the table, and then the people, and they hold the table for the big man. And they eat big chicken. People all bend them back and they support the table. All the people they need for them for come under the table is for them.
Well, Ibrahim, where you go, they want the way to the table to put the people in the eat. You go tell them, say, but come on there, when they told slave, then they beat you back, then they cost you back, then they tell you, say, hey, bro, now, you don't listen to one day. Now the culture that one in a salon.
Yeah.
Watch Nigeria, Ibrahim. The people that when they talk for them, when they support them, Ibrahim, then they hail them because you know what? Nigerian people are very, very exposed, Ibrahim.
Kashi.
Very exposed.
You know, Kashi, now the table, now we don't begin come on at the table so. Now they all been there, now they wouldn't bank so. Now we don't begin come on at the table so because we all been done at that table for all.
But majority, if you want carry them along from that table, they will slap you, they will cost you, mama.
Then go change, small. You know, Kashi, you say something about that Nigeria, man, maybe the challenge, Peter Obi. It shows you, say, now the difference than with people na Sierra Leone. Nigerians are very awake. You see social media in Nigeria, then they use them effectively.
Yeah.
You know that thing where Mami Chokwe say, me picking them, then they support you. Me everyone there for you. He said, but me picking them, they support you. Now I make myself, I don't kind of say, well, you see, because they remember in generation, you know, 30 they feed him picking in a house. 30 days they feed him picking in a house. You don't get 30, 40-year-old man, woman, they're still in a house. This is the generation.
Ibrahim, Nigeria, all aspects we look at them, do the religious leaders them. I see that in Ontario tell people and say, qualify for top minister or this, but it's not just for do. You know, me student top minister, they better pass them. I see that pastor they talk. Say, you know what you know parts for the past 4 years, you already know.
Yes.
It left to you if you don't vote for the suffering again. We see comedians them, because they don't turn the comedy in for talk issues them. Say we don't talk to we see where this Mr. Macaroni join NSAS, we see where them musicians them, Flavor, the Omotola them, the P Square them, they all can join, see NSAS. Castbox, we people them the difficulty in moving our country, that the educated one then we didn't they try for not the lazy people them. We look at Augustine, would come on people and come out, the policy and anybody can condemn will not get place for violence in our country.
Yes.
Violence they all over the world. Would only not get place for violence when I do the right thing. When I need this don't ban the wrong tone, I don't get space for violence. Would that violence reach them politicians? Would that violence reach them? what did you do so? It was than even burning new building. It was than that.
But when you talk so, say like when you look at all the comedians, you know, Ibrahim, like the religious leaders, look at Salon Delekete. In Nigeria, the pastors are talking about, they advise the people about waiting governance supposed for mean and how it's supposed for the Ibrahim. You see any of we pastors, they get mind for talk, they can't talk they no need to talk that talk they. Well, okay,
the one pastor go say
where Emerson, where for sing right now? Where is it?
No, the one pastor talk say cotton tree. Now Ingoton Arigbo.
Yes.
Check phone but talk say Imam no for condemn government.
Yes.
Whether Imam preach na routine, then suspend and say SLPP Imam cancel.
Even one away, the Imam even one away. Even one away.
They say SLPP Imam cancel. SLPP pastor cancel.
But
Salon politics.
Emerson, where is Emerson? We keep asking this question. Where is Emerson? Where is it? We cannot be watching these guys.
God bless Raga Spice and others.
How are you right now?
God bless Raga Spice and others.
Exactly.
That's box. Mm-hmm.
Even say we play Raga Spice in song. I don't know if you get up with you.
I get Raga Spice.
Yeah. Maybe before we close, let me just play up. Bro.
Yeah.
Because all in there, I think we'll be the member for player, but we didn't forget.
Yes.
Yeah, and I make Kashi in the subsequent program, then out election camp. They allow they play part to Bonnie, that music, Think Fine member good.
I think so. Go for begin to Daniel, yeah.
Yes, Think Fine member good. You know, say he been playing 1996 for election in 2002. Now use them, but that music being come, and now the music really important for Salon Pole. Let them Think Fine member good. How you want Salon for the?
Wait till. Yeah, I know that song. Day back. I'll go for Fenam.
It's very, very good actually. The only thing one side the way, I was a bit iffy about it. Like I don't know if that is that way say power not to pull you back for taste or something like that. And for me, I don't believe in that. If these people keep failing us, we should keep telling them. And I don't say that
they try for temple. Let's say if it's democracy. Then see if now they play the game by the rule. Let it play by the rule.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
True.
You talk about if democracy is if democracy are for the people, where are the people?
Yeah.
You get certain things. You ask them, who are the people? Where are the people? If you you see if democracy say that these people they was unclean. Yeah. When they pass parliament now, so they was unclean.
I get couple. I get
so but the two capture partner. And I want to say Think Fine member good. I was alone for day. And I don't know me cool partner. Think Fine member good. I was alone for day.
Right.
Absolutely.
I go play Raga Spice, but I get this IRN. Remember, and even I go area, IRN deal.
Independent Media Network.
Yes.
Then they announced in 2002.
Yep.
When they begin playing.
Exactly. We remind them.
The Independent Radio Network, IRN, was formed in 2002 to report on the national election held that year, strongly supported by Search for Common Ground and hosted by the Media Foundation.
This is Brother Ransford Wright. But anyways, now tomorrow we will discuss this because it get in consonance with that particular law where they want for pass, comrade, for the media coverage. Now they play this IRN, now they will pay with tomorrow for discuss that particular bill. 30 members of parliament can talk to you. Salon people and from who talk about that bill, no member of parliament. When I imagine now, these are people where we appoint, now we elect them. Then they fit whistle. Imagine now we then get for pick them in political party. When I go for CFTI pass anything, you can't even say the people that they FTI now. The people that we send in the parliament say the FTI. What they ask a question, say the FTI.
No, man, now.
But we discuss that Kashi now the fact. Kashi beg,
Talk about you tomorrow.
No, divert the attention. We are not divert the attention. We are beg. Yeah, we only 1 hour 33 minutes now. Laugh and Raga Spice.
Okay.
I know. Hey, Kashi beg.
Seriously, no. Like anyway, let me talk about that tomorrow.
What? I think we are. Let's play this. Quiz.
Oh yo!
Yes.
Okay.
thief money. All the promises where them make go, one day not fulfill. Then say them go build the bridge, the part they fly boku. All the promises where them make go, one day not fulfill. Then say corruption go down, you not then corrupt. All the promises where them make go, one day not fulfill. Then be say youth them go smile, look where youth them they cry. All the promises where them make go, one day not fulfill. You have to tell them the story. Story. When it's all over. They know they work now the country ben. Tribalism don't put we go behind. They know they work then they talk say they spend. Them go come we go run up to them. For we country money. And it's how we them go one by one we go friend them. For we country money. And it's how we them go one by one we go friend them. Country banana the country dry. Country tanga it at your smile. And they put you on cry. See right now they say them work alive. They say them thief money. All the promises where them make go, one day not fulfill. Then say them go build the bridge, the part they fly boku. All the promises where them make go, one day not fulfill. Then say corruption go down, you not then corrupt. All the promises where them make go, one day not fulfill. Then be say youth them go smile, look where youth them they cry. All the promises where them make go, one day not fulfill. I pay the people and don't tire with this system. Tire with you with them they lie. Where they want make them host and they married with salon money then they use buy. Where they want buy their speedboat and them salon money then they use buy. Where they tell them the truth and they vex. Now radio and TV they deny. Una want them move for the bambai. Want them move. Una want them move for the bambai. We tired with the rotten system. Tired with the way them they walk. We not tired. Tired with them but cool like lie. Tired with the way them they walk. We not tired. What I know they in the country. We don't tire. Them sound of the give fire. We don't tire. We better than empty. We don't tire. What now they in the country. We don't tire. They say them walk alive. They say them thief money. All the promises where them make go, one day not fulfill. Then say them go build the bridge, the part they fly boku. All the promises where them make go, one day not fulfill. Then say corruption go down, you not then corrupt. All the promises where them make go, one day not fulfill. Then be say youth them go smile, look where youth them they cry. All the promises where them make go, one day not fulfill. Now then they shoot, then they lose, then they take, then all they put. We journalists, them sit on them use. Like a spice of it, tell them the truth. How long for this? How long for that? How long for the thief with money and go? And I me say because of we born pampo, that's me say we for die pampo. The economy is slow, country no they grow. Oh no, Ebola Nalio, and then they give we the like the cutting. They say them work alright. They say them thief money. All the promises where them make go, one day not fulfill. They say them go build the bridge, the part they fly boku. All the promises where them make go, one day not fulfill. They say corruption go down, you not then corrupt. All the promises where them make go, one day not fulfill. Then be say youth them go smile, look where youth them they cry. All the promises where them make go, one day not fulfill. Put up on them. And it's how we go with the put up. And it's how we go with the put up. I for with the put up. I for with the put up. They say the word way I talk, I don't vex, the mommy don't tense. They say money not there, not the bank. They don't take thing out, they don't make fence. Now the audits, what make we no say the white paper, now all nonsense. They say not the part the rule, but woman say not the mommy. They say not the part the rule, but woman say not the mommy. When me tell them the truth, I got man, them say me When me tell them the truth, I got man, them say me
All right, Comrade and Kashi, I think you left and they would not hit them. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay, Salon people, the Supreme Court, now go ask them. everybody, radio stations, then journalists, them. Where we journalists, them? Where we journalists, them? Where are the pundits?
You might do research there for ask questions.
The case not in a court again. We can talk about this case now. We can talk about the ruling now. In as much as we focus now for say, okay, until the Supreme Court in PR, they use yes, we go use the PR, but we for use this PR, we'll have for talk about these things. The leaders of the opposition, then. Anyways, okay, everybody, bye bye.